The Spider and the Fly by Tony Di Terlizzi, based on the cautionary tale by Mary Howitt. Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers presents The Spider and the Fly. Scholastic Incorporated, New York, Toronto, London, Auckland, Sydney, Mexico City, New Delhi, Hong Kong, Buenos Aires. Based on the poem by Mary Howitt, with illustrations by Tony Di Terlizzi. "Will you walk into my parlor?" said the Spider to the Fly. "'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show you when you are there."
Spider web.
"Oh, no, said the little Fly. "To ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can ne'er come down again." "I'm sure you must be weary, dear, with soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed?" said the Spider to the Fly. "There are pretty curtains drawn around, the sheets are fine and thin, and if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in." "Oh, no, said the little Fly. "I've often heard it said, they never wake again who sleep upon your bed."
Why does he have a fork and a knife?
"Because those ghosts have the book, The Joy of Cooking Bugs." Said the cunning Spider to the Fly, "Dear friend, what can I do to prove my warm affection I've always had for you? I've always felt for you. I have within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice?" "Oh, no, said the little Fly. "Kind sir, it cannot be. I've heard what's in your pantry, and I do not wish to see." "Sweet creature," said the Spider, "you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings! How brilliant are your eyes! I have a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you'd step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself." "Thank you, gentle sir," she said, "for what you please to say, and bidding you good morning now, I'll call another day." The Spider turned him round about and went into his den, for well he knew the silly Fly would soon come back again.
Look at spider web.
Look at that, yeah. So he wove a subtle web in a little corner sly, and set his table ready to dine upon the Fly. Then he came out to his door again, and merrily did sing, "Come hither, pretty Fly, with the pearl and silver wing. Your robes are green and purple, there's a crest upon your head. Your eyes are like the diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead." Alas, how very soon this silly little Fly is coming along. Hearing his wily, flattering words, came slowly flitting by. With buzzing wings she hung aloft, then near and nearer drew, thinking only of her brilliant eyes and green and purple hue, thinking only of her crested head, poor foolish thing, at last. Up jumped the cunning Spider, and fiercely held her fast.
Now look at the spider web.
Look at the spider web. He's got her caught.
Now it's done.
He dragged her to his winding stair, into his dismal den, within his little parlor, but she ne'er came out again. And now, dear children, And now, dear little children, who may this story read, to idle, silly, flattering words, I pray you ne'er give heed. Unto an evil counselor close heart and ear and eye, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly.
What's the lesson?
R.I.P. R.I.P.
What's the lesson?
What's the lesson? If someone says very nice things to you, they aren't necessarily true, and they don't necessarily believe them. They may be trying to get something over on you. Dear sweet creatures, no doubt you've finished our delicious tale and are surprised by this little tragedy. But then again, what did you expect from a story about a spider and a fly? Happily ever after? Spiders are trappers, for goodness sake. We've been doing it for generations, and we're quite good at it. Even your beloved Charlotte in E.B. Webb's classic Charlotte's Web admitted as such, but alas, the poor dear never capitalized on her fortune. Now, if I were in her shoes, I would be eating bacon. With a wealth of knowledge about spiders and our crafty carnivorous ways, you'd think my web would be empty, but not a day passes without a hapless bug or two stopping by. What's a spider to do? To be completely fair, my most recent dinner guest put up a commendable fight, but I am talented and persistent, with my many schemes up my sleeves. And you can see, I always get my bug. So what does all this talk of spiders and traps have to do with you? Be warned, little dears, and know that spiders are not the only hunters and bugs are not the only victims. Take what has transpired within these pages to heart, or you might well find yourself trapped in some schemer's web. Bon appetit, spider. The end.